call the meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty. We have no appointments today, and it looks like there's no citizens' participation, so we can go right into correspondence. What do you have for us, Chris?
We got, the only concern I have is the Community Eco Power bankruptcy. We now have a Zoom call scheduled for tomorrow at 10 a.m. And it almost sounds like the Springfield facility may be closing. And that's where we bring our solid waste at this point in time. So I don't know what's going to happen. It looks like they may be closing down operations. And we had a 5-year contract with them, so we may have to try and find a new place to break.
How many years are we into with them?
This was the second year.
Oh, gee.
Oh, yikes, okay.
So I don't know where we'll end up being allowed to make it. It's just something that's very disconcerting at this point in time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know if they'll allow us to dump at the transfer station in Holyoke, or maybe Waste Management may have a place, but I think that'll make the price go up dramatically.
Oh, I'd imagine so, because now we don't have a contract.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
All right, well, keep us informed. I mean, I know you will, but let us know as soon as you hear something.
What time's that call tomorrow?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Actually, I think I forwarded you the link to it, didn't I, or didn't I?
I saw something about it, yes.
So,
You might have.
Let me look.
That Janet something or other.
yeah, Murray, Jonathan Murray.
That you did say something.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw something about it.
And that's interesting, because Jonathan Murray used to be with Waste Management when the landfill was open next door. So,
Oh, no, it's
All right.
Jacqueline Coretta is the one.
Oh, we have, no, but
That's
Jonathan
a
Murray
school,
did
right?
send us
Yeah.
one. Yeah, Jacqueline's the school.
and speaking of the school, I have yet to get any budget documents for Wednesday meeting. And to be honest with you, it's a little too late to try and be able to go into a meeting on Wednesday and be able to speak intelligently on a budget if you don't have any of the information and any of the backup information that you can go through and look at and formulate any potential.
So we've had no numbers whatsoever, no preliminary, nothing?
Nothing. So if I'm expected to say anything Wednesday night, I will not be saying anything. Except that I have not received the documents in time to be able to have an intelligent discussion regarding the proposed budget.
I mean, that's fine. I mean,
That's fair.
yeah.
A budget that size, we can't be expected to be handed it at the last minute and then be able to speak intelligently about it.
Yes, so. Just letting the board know, that's all.
That's fair.
That's fine. And outside of that, there's really nothing else.
All right. So we can move forward to departmental reports. Has everybody had a chance to look at them?
Did you send out ones today?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I didn't get to see those
Okay,
yet.
they're right there. I received a police department and a fire department.
You sent those out. I sent those-
Yeah, he sent them out this morning.
Glenn said if I sent them today, he...
Oh, you didn't.
Yes.
He was working.
That's right.
Not like us.
I had lunchtime.
My workday doesn't start until 2 o'clock. I got plenty of time.
I've heard of those things before. Lunchtime.
Lunch breaks? You've
Yeah.
heard those? But have you taken them recently?
Kevin, are you at the training or are you going to that training?
I'm at it this week.
How is it?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. This is the command one, and we're supposed to do the executive one back in January, got canceled because of COVID, and that one's next week, but it's really good.
Plus, you're gonna have back-to-backs.
Good.
They're close, sometimes you have to speak a little bit.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, too far to
And
go.
there's usually a fee, but the PTC's picking it up, so.
Nice.
Well, that's a win-win.
Yep.
No charge and it's close.
Exactly.
Not good.
All right, is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve and sign, well, excuse me, I'm reading it, getting ahead of myself. Make a motion that we accept the department reports.
Is there a second?
I'll second Rick's motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, maintenance warrants.
You have two warrants. First one is warrant number 57, dated March 18th, 2022, in the amount of $431,267.07. That is a payroll warrant. And you have warrant number 58, dated March 18th, 2022, in the amount of $219,414.92, and that is a maintenance warrant that goes with the payroll warrant.
Take a motion.
Yes, please.
Make a motion that we approve and sign maintenance warrant number 57 and 58.
I'll second Rick's motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Moving along, common vics.
We have a common victualler license number 22-28 for the Church of Christ Congregational, 235 State Street, Granby, Mass. Fee $25, expiring December 31st, 2022, and I am making the recommendation that the fee be waived.
I'm sorry, when was the expiration?
December 31st,
Okay.
2022.
I thought I heard February, so I was a little
That's okay.
concerned.
That's okay.
Is there a motion?
Oh, it's just one?
Just one.
Just that one.
Make a motion that we approve and sign the common vic license number 22-28, expiring on 12/31/22, and we have the fee waived.
I'll second Rick's motion.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Entertainment.
Entertainment license number 22-06 for the Church of Christ Congregational, 235 State Street, Granby, Mass. For an entertainment license to provide entertainment for various events in the church and on the common located at 235 State Street, and expires December 31st, 2022. Fee is $50, and again, I am requesting that the fee be waived.
Is there-
Motion?
Yes, please.
Make a motion that we approve and sign the entertainment license number 22-06, expiring on 12/31/22, and have the fee waived.
I'll second Rick's motion.
Any discussion? Quick question, entertainment, is it just broad general, or is there a specific?
No, it's not specific, it's just whatever they do for any events that they may hold at the church. or-
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Which would include Dino Fest.
Oh, that was,
Yes.
okay.
It would include that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we are on to fire chief candidates.
Okay, we received notification from the Fire Chief Search Committee that they have reached a decision on finalists. They are Michael O'Neill, 81 Hildreth Ave, South Hadley, Mass. 01075, and Scott Pine, 601 Summer Hill Drive, South Windsor, Connecticut, 06074.
Rick, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
I gave you guys all a package on it. If you didn't want to open that up, I can go through it in it besides the resumes. Things, you probably see this. This is the first round questions that we had, just to know, give you guys a little heads up on what we asked them. You guys have any question on that? All the candidates went through this whole thing. On the second round, which I didn't include in the package, was a scenario situation. And it's not like some, it was set up using Finn's Hill as a scenario where there was a structure fire and how they had to answer that fire.
So you basically gave them a scenario and they...
Yeah, created our own scenario and they had to answer them under the guidance of the assistant chief from South Hadley and the chief from Hadley. I mean, assistant chief from Hadley is assistant chief, excuse me, let me start over. Chief from Hadley Fire Department and the assistant chief from D2 South Hadley. They took charge of this, they were the experts on also how the committee, they check with their references and have the answers.
Rick, it says here points earned. I'm assuming you did like a point system?
Yeah, 5 was max. And
5?
Oh, wait, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay.
Okay. One being the best, any one being the worst answer?
Yeah.
20 questions, total 100.
Things like, you know, I don't want to be third rank. So, and how to answer the question.
So we need to get interviews set up. We have 10 days left with Chief Turgeon. What works best for you, gentlemen? Do you want to do them both in the same day, or do you want to split them over 2 days?
I'd rather do them both on the same day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm more than okay with that.
Yeah. Have you made contact, Chris, with any of them? Yeah. Just waiting for this, right?
Do you want to see if they're available next week?
There's already a capital improvement committee meeting scheduled for Wednesday in this room.
Next week?
Yep, it's
Okay.
already been posted.
I didn't even look at that.
What day of the week?
Wednesday was actually the week what day I was looking at,
Wednesday the 30th.
so that won't work.
You want to look at doing it next Monday?
Monday?
That work for the candidates?
Works for me.
Oh, no, I'll have to find
Yeah,
out.
can you check with them tomorrow?
I wasn't asking, I was making a statement, if it works for the candidates.
But if it doesn't, what other day?
I'm available any night next week.
Well, I'd say they're Monday or Tuesday, because this room's being used on Wednesday, right?
I mean, that gives them a week to make themselves available.
If it happens, one's available on Monday and one's available on Tuesday, then so be it.
So when we call them in, to meet with the committee, and their response was usually, you said, tell me when, and I'll come make myself
All
available.
right.
Okay. Preference would be Monday.
Yeah.
What time?
Want to do 6?
6.
6?
7.
Okay.
I'd say 6 and then 7. 6 for one, 7 for the
yeah, I
other.
get-
Well, you
fine.
gave me that little short set.
Sorry, 7?
Yeah.
No, I meant an hour
6
between
and
each.
7, okay.
Because we learned from the police that it didn't take a full
Hour.
hour. But that'll give us time to process and one to leave before the next comes.
So you just scheduled it for an hour?
Yeah,
Scheduled one at 6 and then one at 7. That way,
which is an hour.
right, that way.
But you just said it didn't take a full hour, we learned a
It
lesson.
doesn't take a full hour for the interview, that way they
Oh,
can
okay.
be able
I
to
gotcha.
gather their stuff
Yep,
and
yep.
leave before the next
Yep.
person comes in.
Perfect.
Sometimes I have a brain. Some.
Maybe we can start our meeting too earlier so we can sit beforehand.
5:30?
We'll start ours at 5:30?
Yeah, 5:30 be good.
Are we good?
5:30 next month.
5:30 next Monday? Well, let's hope it's next Monday,
Some of it,
but it's looking to be next Monday as long as that works for the candidates.
Ken, may I speak to that as well?
Yes, George, just identify yourself for me.
George Randall, 52 Taylor Street here in Granby. I just want to let you know that you, Rick, and Chris can be pleased with the way that Rick handled this search committee. My opinion is that he did a very good job, and much benefit to the committee with Chief Spaghetto from Hadley, and also Assistant Chief Fernandez from District 2 in South Hadley.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Just wanted to
Thank you, George.
compliment Rick.
It's nice to know he did a good job. All right, so let's go into old business. Top of the list is ARPA funds.
You read the documents?
I read the document. It wasn't actually that hard to read.
They're fairly straightforward, easy to understand.
Yeah, it was, but I'm glad that I have it, so I can have it as reference if somebody has a question for it, but I have no issues with going that route.
And I did speak with our auditor and asked him what other communities have done it. He says there's a large majority of communities that have opted for that $10 million.
It makes sense.
Deduction. What they do is, like, in our case, it's 1.8 million. We would use that money to offset our taxes for the FY22 budgets for probably our police and our fire budgets, because that would reach the 1.8. And then what happens is that then gets rolled into free cash, and then you can use free cash any way you so desire.
Okay.
Okay? And that way, all we have to do is file one report with the Treasury saying that the money was used for police and fire services, $1.8 million. And then we could just use the free cash as we sold this.
So would it be the 1.8 or the 1.5 since we've already used about 300?
No, we haven't used anything of
I
it.
thought, oh, that's the second, sorry, second round.
We've already received
Received.
about 300. We would do a drawdown for the remainder, and then, like I said,
So we filed for the full 1.8.
at that point. The other way you can do it, if you want, is you use that standard deduction, leave it in a grant account, and then for every purpose that you want to use it for, we would have to file with the U.S. Treasury on every individual way we want to use it. Okay?
That doesn't seem very efficient.
Some people want to be more transparent with the town folk and have them actually have to vote on what it's going to be spent on. we would do that with free cash anyways, so I don't see the problem there. It would just make our paper trail a lot easier, just one report, and that's it, we're done, one and done.
So can that get acted on?
The board needs to tell me what they want, and then come April 1st, I will start the paperwork process and get it done.
Thank you.
And actually, our auditor will be here on the 4th anyways, to give an update on the Fy21 audit. And the board can talk with him then if you want, so we can wait till the first meeting in April.
Does anybody want to wait to speak with the auditor, or?
I would. I like both. I think both have some merits to each side of it, so I kind of like to hear would be the, I don't say the best way, but like I said, they both have merits, so kind of see which way we should go with it. Because I like the thought process that, not that you just have to report it, that's all. They're not approving it, we're just telling them what we're using the money for. And I kind of like that too, because more, like I said, the transparency gives the people the chance to see what we're using it for on each particular item versus in free cash. It could just go for paying down different, budgets or, buying capital expenses or something like that, so. All right.
So we'll revisit that on April 4th?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we're in March, so it would be April.
Yeah. It's just a couple weeks away.
I know, March flew. All right, the Class 2 license.
Okay, this is a number 2-0002, used car dealer's license Class 2, AMHA Inc., doing business as AJ's Auto Body, 39 West State Street, fee $50. It's a metal Butler building on Route 202, some frontage for placement of cars for resale, storage in rear of building for non-repaired cars. Restrictions: vehicles with major damage waiting to be repaired must be stored out of sight or inside of the building, and reconfigure up to 24 spaces for non-employees to include for autos under repair and for sale at maximum 5 spaces on the southerly side of property. Expires January 1, 2023.
Did we ever get that question answered?
Yes, it was 6 versus 5, it's now 5.
It's definitely 5, okay.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve and sign number 2-0002. Is there expiration date on there?
January 1, 2023.
The expiration date is January 1st of 2023.
Is there a second?
I'll second Rick's motion.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, so we'll move on to the Good Citizen Award. We had discussed
You were going to put...
the criteria.
Criteria to be awarded.
Did anybody think about what they're looking for?
Well, one thing I definitely think, there should be someone, whoever receives it should be active in the community.
Yes, I was thinking along the same lines, in terms of either a volunteer position, working with local community members.
It's something, I mean, to me, I think when someone's a good citizen
Involved.
is involved, yes.
You know, I mean, for me personally, given that it's coming from the select board's office, I would like to see it go to someone who takes an interest in town government in any way, stretch. I know that's hard to do because we are a smaller government, but I think it's very important that we have a civic-minded student body.
So the three things I wrote down was active in the community, someone who participates in school functions, so in other words, they're active in school as well, and someone has a good attendance record in school.
What do you consider a good attendance record?
I would say that they haven't got any letters sent home for their attendance. I mean, someone's in good standing.
So I'm gonna challenge that one for a very good reason. I understand that attendance at school is important and that it's beneficial to the learning environment and things like that. However, being the parent of a child who has gotten the 10-day letter at this point, who still is going to miss 6 more days, and whose lowest grade is a 93, I don't necessarily think that attendance is the end-all,
I don't know how
be-all.
many people missed it through getting COVID
Well,
and stuff like
COVID
that.
notwithstanding.
It was like a bad time.
COVID notwithstanding, I mean,
I think if they have good grades, you know, even if they have 10.
right, I would like to
think
see their academic achievement be balanced with their community connections, more so than their attendance in a classroom.
Well, I think it's important for the person to be at school. But then again, that comes with certain reasons behind that. So if someone's out sick for a particular reason, you know, someone's out because of illness or an injury or something like that, that's something different. I mean, that's something that to consider, but I think it's important that,
So you make an exception to the,
I think it's an exception because that there's,
who's going to determine if they were absent because sick?
well, I think the school kind of determines that. I mean, we can look at that when it's presented to us. I just think it's important that, you know, someone's at school. You know, but I'm not holding against anybody. I'm not saying that, you know, a certain person wouldn't be a worthy candidate for the,
So if an
The award.
excuse absent because of illness, you're okay with it?
absolutely. Yep.
But if there's excuse absence and they went on a vacation to their condo down at Disneyland or something, that's not approved?
No. I
Or
mean,
their timeshare, wherever?
so you don't get a letter,
Gathering.
you don't get a letter until 10 days.
No, you get one at 3,
3.
you get one
Yeah,
at 5,
yeah.
9, then 15. Yeah, I think I've gotten them all except for the 15 yet. You know, but I will state that my child learns more on a show weekend than she's going to in a day of the classroom. So I don't necessarily believe that academics are tied to the classroom.
No, I know plenty of people I've gone to school with there, did very well in school, weren't there that much. That doesn't mean, it's a good citizen award, which we just looked at, a couple things I looked at. And I'm not saying, one thing I didn't look at was grades, because doesn't mean, you know, someone's not a good citizen because they don't have a
A stellar grade.
stellar
And I
grade,
don't think
right.
grades should
yeah.
play
Right.
into that either.
So that's why I didn't look at that, but I think, you know, I think it's, you know, appropriate for that person to be at school. I mean, I guess we could, look at it. I mean, that's just my thought, my opinion. I mean, I'm open for it. I mean, we can look at, okay, so what do we consider to be good attendance? I don't know. Is there a criteria that we consider to be good attendance? If you're telling me a letter gets sent home after 3 days, and that's kind of, I can see it.
Automatically generated.
Yeah, it automatically generates,
Yeah.
it's not that the school
Right.
is.
Even if you go through the call to the school, say my kid's sick with COVID or
And it's just a state
whatever.
ruling,
Yep.
it's not the thing they can
You're still
control.
gonna get one, you're gonna get a phone call, you're gonna get an email.
Oh, yeah.
Well, isn't like a certain number that they can't miss, I thought?
After 15, I think you have to make up that time, so, I know, well, at least in the case
We
of
can
an
ask the
illness,
superintendent when we see him on
you have
There we
to
go.
go back and get certain assignments done or do extra credit to make
Yeah.
up for those missed days.
I guess, Ryan, if you get to that point without a reason being, it says illness or injury, then my personal opinion is I'm concerned with that. If you're out for 15 days and then, excuse me, required to start making up classes and things like that.
You do that anyhow.
What do you mean?
You have to make up the work, or you get a 0 or whatever.
Right, but if you, once you miss a certain number of days, you have to make up the attendance days.
Right, because there's a certain amount of days you have to be in school.
Yeah, I think 15 is the max that you can miss.
So, but, I'm not, I'm not digging into the dirt, hanging on to it. So, I mean,
And well, I'm just asking you because that's a hurdle for some people that's going on for the past 2 years.
But this is gonna be, this award goes on past, I mean,
Yeah. I don't think it should be on there, I agree with you to a certain extent, and how we weigh it
yeah,
to that. and something.
right. I mean, I'm weighing more into the person's active in the community.
Active in
That's,
the
I mean-
community, active at school.
I think that's the most important part of it.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you look at a Good Citizens Award, I think someone should be good standing in school.
That's a start. I mean,
And here's a random thought, just because it, no, never mind, it won't. Nope, it's okay.
I mean, we can start
Just
off,
left.
we can start off with things this year, and then,
And
look,
add in
and add, look at
alter.
different things for next year. I mean, I think anything we do this year is better than not having any criteria at all.
Right, but I definitely agree with active in the community and active in the school community. I mean, I'm willing to keep attendance in there as long as it's not the top contender in terms
No,
of.
I think, I'm not saying that. And like I said, so someone is, I guess I get to the point someone's out more than 15 days without an injury or illness or a reason for that, not out a day in, September, out one, he's not out, he or she's not out a day or 2 days a month, and that adds up to the 15 days, where that person has to start making up time.
The problem I have back then, I know it's important, the problem I have is, any parent's gonna call in, they're gonna say, my kid's out today, and they're gonna say, they're sick 99% of the time. Not that they're going on vacation somewhere.
Right, but again, we're giving an award, we're giving so there's a reason for this. Nothing holding anything against any child, but to say that you meet the criteria for this particular award.
Can we give preference to those that are active in student government?
I think in any committee that.
That would
they're on,
satisfy my
they're on the
civic
senior
mindedness.
responsibility
Well, to me,
mid-year.
that's why I was looking, participating in school, maybe a function, was it, maybe it's things like that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, different types of clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly, yeah.
Functions.
I agree with that.
I didn't mean attending a baseball game. I meant,
Oh, well, see, I would have considered active in
Yeah.
school community.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking
Sports
like
games
clubs and
things
stuff like that, and they're part of that, and, what's going on in the school and stuff.
So like club, student council.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
exactly.
But then again, like maybe
And if
even
they're-
attending, basketball games, soccer, baseball, softball, you know, being active.
Cross-country and
Right, supporting your
yeah.
school, supporting your athletes, supporting, you know, if they're going to like plays and stuff like that, just different things that go on in school, just not just sports, but whatever's happening in there, just supporting it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't mean someone that's got to go to every single thing that's going on in school, just that they're
No.
active in the school and participate in it.
So active in the community, active in the school community, attendance, and, okay. Those are the qualities we want to look for.
You're not gonna do the one interest in town government?
I'm going to roll civic-minded into the school community. If we're going to keep that, because when I was thinking of active in school community, I was thinking of attending sports and attending, you know, things like that. I wasn't thinking of clubs, student government, things like that. I would like to give preference to someone who's in student government, but I can see where that's not always going to be possible.
I just look at the name of the award as the Good Citizen Award. So it talks about someone being a good citizen. What is a good citizen?
I think every one of those things is a good thing. I think it's the amount of weight we give to each category.
Oh, absolutely.
Student government, I mean, you mean president, vice president, so on and so forth of each class. So you only got 4 classes where that can happen. So but that would be a positive, I would think.
I would think so.
I would hope so. But I consider that to be civic-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, in our town government, there's not a lot of opportunity for students to be involved. We don't have internships or things like that, so there's not really much they could do for the town. So they're going to have to get it in through the school.
Well, with that said, Jen, maybe it's something we should look at for the future.
An intern? Would you like an intern, Chris?
Oh,
enough filer.
but someone who's interested in government and things like that, see how things they can be part of different
there's
meetings,
also-
different community.
There's groups in town too. You know, the Girl Scouts, the Boy
Yeah.
Scouts, the
Oh, yeah, that's
4-H.
right, exactly, yep.
I think all those go into this
Well,
award.
and I think that does,
Yes.
that would be active in community.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what someone's acting in the community.
I have scouting, volunteering,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get all that?
It's on tape.
Active in the community, participates in school functions, and has good attendance record.
We in agreement?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so that's taken care of. Do we need to vote on that? On the participating part of it? Okay, making sure.
No, because when we write back and say, yes, we're gonna do it, please be advised, here are the criteria in selecting the prospective awardees.
Okay. So now we have the water main letter.
Yep.
What you had been looking for was added.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
It's in
your packet.
Yeah. Yep, as long as it's added, that's all.
Yeah, it's added at the bottom.
Yep.
So I'm okay with this as it's written now.
I didn't see anything I needed to add or to take out. No, I think it's okay.
All right, so we'll get that signed. Get that sent out, and, thank you to everyone that expressed interest in the project. And I wish we could have gotten it through, but we will look for alternatives. Now, Director of Senior Services. Has Lisa indicated when she would like to vacate? No.
At one point, she indicated she may be interested in applying too,
Okay then.
so. But again, like everything else, you know, as you go farther in your career, at some point, you just say, I've had enough.
Right. Well, I was thinking more along the timeline. Do we have to compress the timeline for hiring if she's looking to leave?
I think as long as you create the process and get it going.
Does anybody have any questions, comments,
Thoughts or concerns?
thoughts or concerns?
I know,
About-
Lynn, you had talked about you wanted a salary range versus plus or minus.
Right.
Any idea?
Is this the salary now? I know it says 2018 in it, but is that how it was advertised?
That was how it was advertised.
I guess I'd like to see what surrounding towns are paying before we just start throwing numbers out there. What was our current?
52.
Was it 52?
52.
And that went up, what, the next couple of years was a 2% raise
What would
each
she
year?
have ended at? Do you know offhand?
We were doing 4% a year, so 52, she was around 54, 55. Well, we gave a large bump because when we did her,
She was underpaid.
we increased because based upon what the national average was at that point.
So we were up close to national average at that point.
Yeah. So you want to say 50 to,
What would you like from 48 to 56?
That's fine. I was gonna say 45 to 55, you know, whatever. Whichever way you wanna do it.
That sound good? 48 to 56?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean, if you get the solid candidate in there, and that's got everything, and you really like that person, I would like to have, you know, a couple dollars standing between hiring somebody for our seniors.
And then the next question would be, are we gonna create a search committee?
do we need to do that?
Just asking the question.
I don't think so.
I don't feel the need to. I mean, historically, we haven't, have we? I don't remember ever.
Yeah.
Oh, because I
Last
wasn't
one we
here.
did.
I
COA
wasn't
search
here.
committee.
Yep.
I wasn't here when she,
And I believe we used some people from, who were attending here. Some of our elderly residents were on it, in addition to, I think maybe a couple surrounding directors.
What I'd like from our seniors is more of a questionnaire. What would they like
they'd like
from
to
their,
see from,
the senior center and the senior director? You know,
So for all the seniors who are watching this meeting, please
Yes.
submit any qualities you would like to see in our next director.
yes, I think that's, I mean, the seniors are our customer, if you will. So I think that's important that we're meeting what they need, their needs are. And I think it's important to have the right person, that job that's gonna meet those needs. So,
I would agree with that. Very
Yeah.
similar to what the superintendent just sent out for the East Meadow principal.
Send out where?
He sent it to families. Asking what was important.
Well, we don't have a master list of all our seniors.
No, I know that. I'm just saying the questionnaire, not the method of delivery. The question, having a questionnaire is a very good way of doing it. We can,
Maybe we'll see if Lisa can come up with a questionnaire.
yeah, I'm sure we've got their addresses.
I don't.
At least it does.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't.
No, yes. But if we can get that information from them. But I don't necessarily feel the need to put together a search committee.
Advertise in the Sentinel, advertise in, you want to do MMA or not?
It doesn't hurt. I mean, we might as well advertise where we can. Again, to look that we get the best candidate for the position.
I mean, I'm guessing whoever it's going to be is going to be local. No one's going to relocate for this type of position, theoretically speaking.
Right, but I mean, that could be, you know, someone in, I don't know, Palmer or,
Correct,
you know,
which I
East
consider
Hampton or something
local.
like that.
I
Where,
consider
yeah.
it local.
Yep.
Okay.
But I'd like to get so that
Gets out there to...
it gets out there to that area, you know,
Area.
the surrounding communities in, you know, Hampshire and Hampden County.
That makes sense.
Can we, I mean, have we ever gone out to sites like Indeed, things like that? Job sites?
We did on a couple positions and
What was the response we've gotten from them?
so.
What's the cost of it? Do you know
I'd
offhand?
have to go back and look.
Okay, I didn't know if you just knew ballpark offhand.
I want to say maybe 125, 150, I don't know.
So very similar to what it would be to,
Advertising.
MMA, yeah.
okay. I just wonder if we'd expand our reach if we went through an online. Version non-MMA, because to be honest, I would never look at the MMA for a job.
But
Until you're,
if you're in government, you would.
right, once you're in government, you would, but if you haven't been, it wouldn't be your first point of search.
So, where do you want to put it?
Do you want to see if Mass Council on Aging maybe has something?
That would be helpful, I
On
mean,
a website or
that's,
something? I don't know if they have a job board.
that's basically for a target audience right
So
there.
what, like a lot of newspapers are pretty much, a lot of it's online, so if you look at the Gazette, and that's, I mean, hit some of these, the bigger newspapers
The
in our
Republican.
surrounding areas, yeah. Because the Gazette is East Hampton, Northampton, Republican, right.
That way you get...
That starts getting into money, advertising and the Republicans. So I'm just saying.
We just got $1.8 million. We're gonna be getting it, $1.8 million.
I'm just saying, we spent quite a bit of advertising money for the fire chief.
No, and I get that, but again, I want to make sure that we get the right candidate for the job, and if that means we spend an extra $1,000 on advertisement for it, I mean, that's, I mean, again, I want to make sure we get the right people in the right places.
I just have a problem when you spend that type of money and you get very little response.
But,
I'm not gonna argue.
no, but for my sake,
For the
like
bank,
Chris,
for me, it's...
but I feel that at least if we reached out and we try to get as many different avenues, if you will, to get someone to apply for the job. You know, we reached out to different areas, so, now we can't say we didn't try.
That she would have some idea where to advertise?
For all the names in a hat, pick them up,
Yeah.
you know? You could go to the Worcester Telegram, you could go, you know, the Berkshire Eagle, you could go, you know.
I think that's a
Where you're
little
looking to do it.
out of our radius.
Not necessarily, a lot of people read the Worcester Telegram in this area.
Really?
Yeah. They read the Sunday papers.
I don't read print paper anymore.
There's a lot of them out there
like
being
reading the
sold.
paper.
Yep.
I like having it in my hands.
Not that much
So do you
younger.
want the Gazette included? I've got the Sentinel, the MMA, and Mass Council on Aging, Republican.
I like a Gazette, I mean, that's, you know, part of, I look at the Gazette as being like a Hampshire County paper and Republican being the Hampden County. So kind of, you know, we border both counties, so it'll be,
How much does the ad cost to get into the Republican now? I have no idea.
I think it runs between $300 and $500.
Wow. For how long?
Don't remember off the top of my head.
Oh.
Well, okay, so then why don't we compromise and do this? Why don't you get us the cost breakdown of what it would be to advertise in each of these, and we'll discuss it at our next meeting? Because I can agree with, I don't want to be spending $2,000 to advertise if we're going to get
The
40.
MMA will run us probably $100 per month, 30 days.
But the point,
But we have to watch that, because at that 30-day mark, it drops.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just saying.
my point is, if you're not looking to advertise more, then you will have a smaller pool of candidates. And at least, in this way, to me, if you say, well, you know what, we only ended up with 5 candidates for the position, at least I know we reached out far enough to say we tried.
No, and I agree with that, so that's why I'd like to see if we could find more cost-effective ways to reach out to a larger population.
To your point, if you know, unless you're looking or been in a government job, you may not use the other website. And this is the other thing where people go to the papers and go look at what jobs are available and things like that. So, just my thought.
The younger candidates also go, they're all online now.
See, that's why I'm
Nobody really,
thinking,
yeah, I understand
we
that
don't-
too.
Well, they're online, but they may be looking at the newspapers online.
it's not generally the help wanted
Yeah.
that they go to, it's online job.
Do you still get a
What
newspaper?
website?
Greg? Do you still get a newspaper at your house?
No. But I do go on the Gazette, I do go on Mass Live and
Yeah.
Republican.
On your computer, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, let me think about some of the online ones, because there's a couple, some are better than others. That's why I'd asked if we'd ever done, and what the response was from them.
We did indeed for the council on aging clerk and activities director.
Okay. When was that?
January?
It's almost a year and a half ago.
Do you get a handful of people respond to it?
I think we did 3.
3.
Well, I think we had to change it because we did indeed Hampshire County, then we had to expand because we got nothing, and then we had to expand it out.
Western Mass type of thing.
Yeah, they have ranges, how
Ranges.
you do it,
Okay.
geographical areas, so on and so forth.
Well, geographical area makes sense in this case. I don't see someone traveling more than an hour for this position.
Not $5 a gallon
Right. It's not 5. It's close though.
yet.
I'm gonna go broke, just in gas.
Yeah, it's just starting to come down, a little.
A little bit. All right. When do we want to have this closed? Do we want to keep it open for 30 days, 45 days?
Well, I think it all depends on what the cost was. I mean, that you have a concern with the cost, so you don't want to leave it, right?
Well, the Republican, you're gonna say, I wanna run it on March 19th and March 30th. You can tell them what days you
What
want the
days you
ad
want.
to run.
Well, that's what I'm saying, so we'd have to figure out, you know, what our deadline would be.
Right, that's what I'm asking. Do we want to keep it open for 30 days, 45 days?
Yeah, we can make it do May 15th or halfway through the month of May. But that's what you want. That gives you all of April, possibly, and
Half of me.
half of May.
Half of May. And that would give us
Alright, that's
time
fine.
to get
Yeah.
someone in before the new fiscal year.
Yeah,
You know,
I think that's good.
So what's,
it's up to the board to decide.
What days in the calendar? May 15th is a Sunday. Do you want to do May 13th? It's a Friday?
Friday the
so
13th.
for 45 days?
Friday the 13th.
Let's go to Monday.
Monday the 16th?
Well, let me ask you this question. Will you be meeting that Monday, because we have town meeting scheduled the Monday before, the 9th.
Yeah, because our meeting should be the 2nd and the 16th.
Okay, so you're still gonna wanna meet on the 16th, even though town meeting is on the 9th.
I don't know yet, that's gonna depend on what comes up closer to May. I mean, we're still in March.
Glenn, are you gonna be around, because you said you were...
I'll be for the 16th, I won't be for the 9th.
Okay.
So pick a date, any date,
16th is fine for me.
Monday the 16th?
That's fine. And at that point, we'll know who we've had, because that close would be, well, I make the close the Saturday then, the 14th.
Have to be received to us by Monday the 16th?
Or, so, yeah, so we know it's going into that, we don't have any ones that are like in limbo, right?
So they have to be received by 5 PM Monday the 16th.
Yes, yep, I think that's fair.
Postmark the 16th.
No,
No.
they must be in our office 5 PM Monday the 16th.
I'm gonna make you stay at 5 p.m. on the 16th.
Yep.
And before we go into executive session, there was one other document. At the last meeting, I had mentioned that the planning board was contemplating some zoning bylaw changes. I received an additional document that outlines exactly what the changes were that were going to be made, just for the board's edification.
Okay. I'm guessing that's the one that's sitting here in front of us, that's multi-page?
Yeah.
So did they end up scheduling a public hearing for the 28th, do you know? I know it was tentative.
Did they? Ken Cummings, if you could probably answer that for you.
They did schedule for the 28th?
And looking at when we would address it, I've been talking with the moderator because we are going to be going back to Monday nights.
Monday night.
She wants to do the whole meeting in one night if possible. So what we're looking at doing is doing our regular business on May 9th, and then scheduling another special town meeting, probably June 13th.
So instead of splitting how we usually do, all business will be done, and then anything
And
extra
then we'll do this all bylaws on the 13th.
on the 13th of June?
Yeah, because we have a stormwater regulation, or stormwater bylaw we have to address also. And we may want to try and bring forth some of the general bylaw changes that were tabled at the last annual town meeting.
I think that makes sense. That
That way we'll have a bylaw meeting
Yeah.
versus
Versus on,
Yeah.
Other-
business,
yeah, okay.
financial meeting.
Otherwise, we'll be there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, we will.
That makes sense to me, yeah. Just kind of split it up as to, like you said, one is the financial piece of it, and the second would be just the kind of the bylaws and other things.
Housekeeping stuff.
And that'll give us more time to take questions and answers from the bylaws.
That sounds,
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
yeah. Well, that's my agenda. It's right there. Did anybody have anything else before we move into executive?
Date the meetings for April, please.
April meetings will be April
4th, yeah.
4th?
First and third Monday of the month.
No,
Third
because
Monday
it's
is a holiday.
a holiday, so it'll be the
It's
17th,
Patriots Day, so
That's what it is.
it'll be Tuesday.
April 17th.
Yes.
Who says that?
Who says what?
because you can't meet on a holiday.
Can't meet on a federal holiday.
Who's ever meeting this the Tuesday?
We always meet the Tuesday after, unless you don't want to.
Projected meeting Tuesday.
I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
He's just
April
being-
17th?
Yep.
Yes.
See, George, they got me on a technicality, George, you know?
And she got it wrong. It should be the 20, it'd be the 19th.
Oh, I'm in May, sorry.
19th would be a Tuesday.
I'm still in May.
So it would be the
Be the
Tuesday
19th.
following the holiday.
Yes,
19th.
the 19th.
Okay.
17th is Easter
That's what we
Sunday.
normally do. However, if the board can't do it, we can try and schedule a different date.
I think I need my reading glasses.
let's do
to
the
read my
20th.
calendar.
Or 19th, is it?
The 19th would be the Tuesday
Right,
after.
18th is Patriots Day, so yeah, so Tuesdays is
Unless you
fine.
want to just do it the following Monday.
No, I'd like to just keep it that week,
Okay,
because then we end up having meetings back to back again.
right.
So what's the date?
April 19th.
4/19. School vacation.
Yep.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to
No.
discuss?
I don't.
Put the days in here.
All right, in that case, I'm going to move that we enter into executive session under Mass General Law 3821A-2 to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel or to conduct collective bargaining sessions or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, and we will not be returning to open session.